I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Turn it over to you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mrs. Lance tonight. We got two groups here tonight. Mrs. Lance brought the drama club, and they had their drama production in March. And they also had one in the fall. And then we also have Mrs. Walkie here tonight for Name That Book. So I'm going to turn it over to those two and let them talk about their two programs that they have this year.
I'm Mrs. Warren. I am the assistant director. We are so incredibly proud of our Lion King cast. We predominantly had elementary leads, which is not how we typically do things. We usually try and have high school and middle school in our leads, so it was awesome to see our kids do amazing things in those bigger roles. We had a shortened time frame. Normally we have a little more time to rehearse, so we ended up having rehearsals 5 days a week some weeks, which is a lot on these kids. We were learning dances, memorizing lines, painting props. Many quick changes happened backstage. If you saw our show, our kids were changing every scene. We had new lighting equipment, which was amazing to work with. And today we're going to be showcasing Hakuna Matata from our show,
which was choreographed by two girls in front of you.
Good job.
Good job. That's awesome.
Hakuna Matata. What a wonderful phrase.
Hakuna Matata. Ain't no passing craze.
It needs no worry for the rest of the day.
It's our problem-free philosophy.
Hakuna Matata.
Hakuna Matata? Yeah, it's our motto.
What's a motto? Nothing. What's a motto with you?
Hakuna Matata. These new words will solve all your problems.
That's right. Hey, over here. Why? When he was a poor dog. Very nice.
Thanks.
Now, clear this.
I'm essentially sweet. No one seems to scared. And it hurt that my friends never stood down there.
Not in front of the school board.
Oh, sorry. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Welcome to our humble abode.
Yeah, sure. I'm so hungry, I need a whole zebra.
We're trash out a zebra.
And the antelope,
No.
hippo.
Nuh-uh. Listen, kid. If you're gonna live like us, you gotta eat like us. Hey, this looks like a pretty good spot to rustle up some grub.
What is this?
A grub? What's it look like?
You.
Tastes like chicken.
Swine me as satisfying.
I'm telling you, kid, this is the great life. No rules, no responsibilities, most importantly, no worries. Well, kid, enjoy.
Well, here goes Hakuna Matata. Swine me as satisfying.
That's it.
Hakuna Matata. 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 Hakuna. Ain't no worries for the rest of the day. It's our problem-free
So when I call your name, I want you to tell the school board what your part was, or parts. Jocelyn. And what was your job?
I did the music.
Very good. Christina. What was your job?
I'm a stage manager. I was Timon.
Good job.
I was Scar.
Elise.
I was Simba.
I was Mufasa. Good
Me. I was in the ensemble and I was a hyena.
Chicken.
I was Zazu.
Evelyn.
I was Pumbaa.
Derek.
I was Bonsai.
Abby.
Remember all the parts.
Start with the big one.
Shenzi, hyena ensemble, the normal ensemble, a gazelle and rat.
Good job. Rose.
Somehow I did.
I was Sarabi.
Very good. Braylon.
I was Nala.
Aubrey.
I was Rafiki. I was Linus, Assemble, Hyena,
Grass.
Grass.
And Dylan.
I was Sarafina, Grass, Ensemble, and Lioness.
Good job. Thank you for letting us perform for you.
Thank you for performing for us. It was great. You guys all did a very good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, now
Hi, my name is Teresa Mulkey, and I'm in the library. And I decided to put on a Name That Book competition this year. And Name That Book is where we decide on, or I decide on, about 10 to 12 books. And out of those books, I choose settings, character phrases, sentences. Not so much a comprehension of the book, it's just actual literature in the book. And look, I got the idea from the Port County Library, runs it every year for 6th graders throughout the whole county. It's a county-wide competition. And I thought, well, why wait to 6th grade? Let's do this to our 4th and 5th graders. We've got some excellent readers in school. So I scaled it back a little bit, and I chose 12 books. And I started the competition in November. And I told the kids we have to about spring break to get this done. So I asked the children when they came to library class who would be interested. And I came up with 20 students out of between 4th and 5th grade. And we compiled 5 teams. And so I got to work. I went through all those books to find out questions for them. And with the help of Mrs. Clemens, who did a slideshow for me, and right before spring break, we held the competition. And I don't know who had more fun, the children or I did. I mean, it was so exciting to see kids getting excited about reading, and they're reading their books. And the object of it is, on your team, is to at least have one person have every one of the books be read by at least everyone on the team. So that, if I'll say if I would have read 2 books, that gave me more of an edge, a greater chance of winning. So anyway, I had so many kids read all 12 of the books, and I was really excited about that. And to be honest, the competition wasn't supposed to be to April 11th. But as I was tracking down the books that the children were reading, I thought, oh my goodness, they're already got their books read. They're gonna forget what they've read, or forget the certain phrases. So I thought, let's raise it up to before spring break. What a way to start off spring break. So we had the competition, and it was all so close. I mean, we had a couple teams that are only within a couple points from each other. And I think the kids really had a wonderful time doing it. So we had one team, believe it or not, the team that was only 3 members, because we had some that dropped out, which was okay, it's expected. So anyway, this team won with the most points, and so here we go. Our winning team. I can't remember, what was the name of your team? Each team got to choose their name.
I think it was the Racing Readers.
The Racing Readers, and we had a team, We Read, and we had another team, Read 'em and Weep, I think, or Aubrey, what was your team name?
The Reader Leaders.
The Reader Leaders. So I thought it was a neat way to handle it. So I think the kids had a good time, I know I did. So here is our winning team. Braylon Domes. Elise Frank. Darrett Irwin. Competition, all the children got a certificate of participation, and this team also, the PTO spot gave them a $25 gift card to Barnes & Noble. So here we go, here's yours. This one's yours, isn't it? That's yours. Louise, that's yours, and Braylon, this is yours. I feel like the Olympics here. There you go, buddy. All right, thank you very much.
Congratulations. Good job, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. That was a great job.
And I'd like to say before we get going, that's very impressive, both of those things, and never take these things for granted, because it doesn't happen everywhere, folks, and you got something special going here, and be proud of it, and keep working hard. If you want to leave or not stay through the meeting, you're welcome to leave. If you want to stay, you're welcome to stay too, but this time, if you want to leave, I understand.
Good job, kids.
Good job, thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll continue moving on to the boring stuff. The next agenda item would be the minutes from March 19th and April 12th. Do I have a motion by the board for the approval of the minutes?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion so approved. Next line item would be the claim dockets.
Motion to approve the claim docket.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion so approved. And then for information purposes, the balance sheet.
Okay, you can see the balance is what's happened from the end of February to the end of March. Something I would ask you to take note, the educational fund balance went down quite a bit. Now, some of that, there was payouts for extracurricular and so forth, but also, as we anticipated, with the enrollment down, the funding down, there's probably going to have to be some adjustments to right size a couple positions, but I anticipate that coming. But the other funds, pretty solid. I just want you to be aware of that. You know, obviously, we couldn't handle that sort of decline for a long time.
Sure. Thank you. So continue moving on to the public comments, or are there any public comments on the agenda? Okay. And then continue moving on to school promotions and the marketing report.
So the marketing team has been meeting since middle of January, along with the teacher leadership team that was created. And so we've started to look at just different strategies and planning for what we want to do marketing wise. So over those past few months, like I said, we've discussed a lot of different things. We've been able to create our vision and mission statements for the school. That's something that we wanted to update. So our new vision for the Tri-Township schools is all students will be college and career ready. We want something that was easy to remember, so that every time we're making a decision in the building, we're trying to think of that. And then our mission also, every student achieves high levels of learning and development. So trying to look at those two things, that's stuff that the leadership teams have been working on. And so after careful consideration of what we want to do marketing wise, we are going to have an open enrollment day, May 19th. We've never had an open enrollment day. It's a Sunday. It's going to be from 3 to 5. And what our plan is to allow families to come in, prospective students, families, community members, anyone that wants to see what we are doing inside the school building every day. And so see the opportunities that our school and Tri-Township schools offer. So some of the things that we'll have is an activities fair in the gym, so they can see what extracurriculars that we are having in the gym or at our school. So all that will be in the gym. And then we'll also have teachers stationed in their classrooms as well to answer any questions. But just putting this out there isn't going to be enough. So we have worked on a mailer that we are done with. And so we'll be mailing those out in the next couple weeks to all the people in our school district and also in the surrounding area. We have talked to Indiana 105, and we're in the process of having a radio ad, and then also looking at print media too, of getting some information out about this day. And so we just feel like it's an opportunity for us to showcase our school and the great things that we are doing here. And so we are hoping that, we went back and forth on the date of this. And there's a lot of things going on in May for a lot of families. And so we thought what was best was a Sunday afternoon. And so that's what the committee had decided. Yes, and we would love to see all of you guys there as well. So if you have the opportunity to be there. But that is what we are doing. So like I said, we have a radio ad plan, we have a mailer plan, Facebook, print media, we have a plan put together for all of these things going forward.
And that's Sunday, May 19th at what time?
3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Thank you, Brian.
Special guest star in the radio ad, we're not gonna tell you who, special guest star. See if you can guess.
Is the radio ad advertising just this event or just other things happening at our school also? Or
Both.
Okay,
It'll have both on it.
good.
And it will run many, many times.
So we're running one up to open enrollment day, and then we'll run one after.
And the same ad or
A different
Different
ad,
ad.
yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll continue moving on to the cross school building. Mr. Shealy, I don't know if you would like to start, or we did receive the information that you provided, and we definitely amongst our board need to have a conversation about it, but we appreciate all the time that you've put into the document that you shared with us, and I know that was a lot of work. So I don't think you've got anything to add at this time.
We had of course, we had a lawyer involved writing that up, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of questions, and there'll be some negotiations involved in this.
Right.
If you're receptive to this proposal.
No, I mean, you can definitely tell how much effort you put into this, and like you said, the work really needs to discuss as a group, because this is really important for our school and of course the lacrosse community and everything. So I'm grateful that you have that much interest in preserving the school and so forth. So I think we will definitely come back to you shortly once we get together as a group.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay. And we're open then to make ourselves available when you meet with us and talk through this.
Sounds great. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Principal report.
All right, so iLearn actually starts tomorrow for us. It started last week for the state. We always don't start, we don't start till the second week of it. So for grades 3 through 8, we'll start tomorrow and it'll go through the next 2 weeks. So I thank Mrs. Clemens as our test coordinator for getting everything ready, making sure all of our teachers are ready to go, all of our proctors are ready to go. So they've had quite a few meetings. We did a little iLearn boot camp for our kids in grades 3 through 5 the last 2 weeks to get them ready for it. There's a couple new things, and I don't know if Dr. Crimmins will touch on it too, but a couple new things in the legislature that's passed recently. A new literacy endorsement for all, it's mandated for all elementary teachers by 2027. So it's 80 additional hours of training that all of them have to go through, and then an exam that they would have to pass. And so there's a lot of questions that are being asked right now by teachers, by principals, and the DOE has came out with some information, but we'll keep tracking this and seeing what we need to do. Like I said, the renewal isn't until July of 2027, but anytime you have a big change like this, our teachers already are doing a lot of PD, and now to add on another 80 hours of PD, we really want to know what this all entails for them, and what counts and what doesn't count. So they've done some training already. And then high school, they are rethinking the high school diploma. So by the 2029 cohort, our 7th grade students, the 4 diplomas that we have now will be gone, and they are moving to just 2 diplomas. And they're trying to provide more flexibility for schools with the diplomas and for students. But it really has an emphasis on work-based learning during their junior and senior year, and Indiana College course, so getting 30 college credits before they leave high school. So there's a lot of questions. I sat on a webinar last Monday, and I think there was probably 60 questions that were on a Google Doc from all the principals that were on there. And so I know the Principal Association is asking a lot of questions right now. There is a big push for this to be done by August, so that we know these new requirements. I think the legislature gave until December, but they're pushing to have this all done by August. And so we'll just keep track of it. But there's definitely some changes that they're trying to make, and some more flexibility when kids get to their junior and senior year. But definitely work-based learning and the college and career readiness as far as taking college classes, that's a huge emphasis right now. They really want kids to leave high school with a credential of value, so some type of credential when they leave here. So one of the things I see that's going to be a struggle is some kids will have to, by their 8th grade year, freshman year, already know their pathway for high school. And that, for some kids, they're going to want to change that pathway multiple times. So we'll keep watching it and see what happens with it. Because I know that there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out about it. So, and then the last thing is just with boys volleyball moving to the spring this spring, with boys volleyball there, we have 4 varsity boys sports now, with track, baseball, golf, volleyball. And so I know that's what we got kids now that are in 2 or 3 sports. And that's taking a lot of time on those kids. So just appreciate all those kids that do that, boys and girls that we have doing multiple sports right now. And thanks to the coaches, because they've had to be really flexible with their scheduling. So just want to thank all of them for that.
So, man, how have you seen that? What have you heard or seen, or with this change, with the impact?
I mean, we were at the IHSA meeting today. It's going to be a state recognized sport next year, so we'll have a sectional next year. This year is still the Coach Association. They said they haven't seen any schools drop off yet. I think looking at the PCC schools, there's quite a few schools that were very senior dominated teams. So it'll be interesting to see in the coming years if it continues, or if some schools might not just have it going forward.
Tim, if we would have had it in the fall, last year we had 24 kids.
Right.
They all would play.
Right.
We have 14 right now playing. And we lost a couple that could have really helped because they're already in one or two sports.
Right.
So it's hurt us from that aspect. And it's also hurt financially, because when we had boys and girls double headers, it was only, not as big, but it was a couple of games were pretty big, like girls, boys basketball games.
Right.
And that hurt financially. So it affected the smaller schools much more than the bigger schools.
Well, thank you for that. Anything additional? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Crimmins.
update on the construction report, the pole building, the concrete is poured. I expect the building and the electrical to go in soon. We're working to get NIPSCO out here so that we'll probably have to do a temporary electrical until we know exactly where the final power is going to come from and the track and how that's all going to tie in. But we'll be able to tie in 110 electric so the building's usable. The restroom, we had a pre-bidding meeting on pre-bid meeting on the restroom. We have another meeting this Thursday. They want more clarification. They already warned us the costs are higher than estimates, which doesn't surprise me, but we'll know more after Thursday. The track progress, it's moving along. They are going to be able to fit it within our property. They're going to take a base bid on a 6-lane track and an alternate bid on an 8-lane track. We're working on getting an easement from the property owners to the south for 20 feet, I think it is, Tim? Yeah, which that seems to be moving forward, so just an easier way to get on that side to work on things, stuff like that. Legislative report, there's several things that you'll be hearing about in the next few weeks. Some of it's going to involve some policy changes, which we will be working on getting that in. Wireless device policy, they didn't accomplish a lot that they thought they did, but we will have to change our policy slightly for that. There's some policy on student discipline. One thing in regards, if a student sent out of a class, they cannot be returned to that class that day. There's some language on habitual truants, trying to put a little more teeth in it for habitual truants. But there will be policy recommendations coming in the next couple of months for those areas. That's all I have.
Motion to adjourn. Thank you.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for attendance. I appreciate it.